everyone. My name is Sejal Panda, and my chemistry experiment, is about eggshells in vinegar. What is the agenda of my experiment? The synopsis, procedure, observation, conclusion, and the application. The aim. The eggshell in vinegar experiment demonstrates how an egg immersed in vinegar would result in eggshell being completely dissolved in vinegar. The eggshell, which contains calcium carbonate, reacts with the acetic acid of the vinegar. The materials needed for this experiment: a glass container or a jar, an egg, vinegar, and a spoon. The procedure. First, take an egg and place it in a tall glass container. Pour some vinegar in the glass container and until the egg is immersed in vinegar. After waiting for a few minutes, we will observe bubbles forming on the egg. Leave the egg in vinegar for full 24 hours. After 24 hours, carefully pour the old vinegar and pour fresh vinegar in the glass jar. Place the glass with the vinegar and the egg back in a secured place. During the entire experiment, you would observe bubbles sticking to the eggshell. At the same time, you can see foam being generated. We can see bubbles gently oozing out of the eggshell and rising up to the top to the liquid. My observation on day 1. When we took the vinegar and we poured the egg. We took an egg and placed it in a tall jar container and poured the vinegar. After some time, we saw that there were bubbles on the egg, which was surprising. The same day, after 8 hours, we saw a lot of bubbles on the egg surface and we saw a little foam on the surface. After approximately 24 hours, we saw more bubbles on the eggshell and heavy foam on the surface. Observation on day 2. On day 2, we saw a lot of more bubbles on the eggshell and gases escaping to the surface. And after 40 hours, we saw heavy foam on the surface. This is the egg after some more time. Can you see it's very squishy? It's really fun. For my conclusion, eggshell is composed of calcium carbonate, which the formula is CaCO3, and vinegar, which is composed of acetic acid, CH3COO3. When calcium carbonate comes in contact with vinegar, a chemical reaction occurs. It's like when the eggshell is a base and the acetic acid is an acid, and when both of them combine, something different happens. After the chemical reaction, there are two compounds, carbonic acid and the calcium acetate. As we know, the carbonic acid is very unstable, so it breaks down to two more compounds, H2O, which is water, and CO2, which is carbon dioxide. And for the secret, do you know what the foam was on the surface? It was actually carbon dioxide. Now, the applications of this experiment. We learned that in case people drink a lot of cola-based acidic drinks, it can lead to the wearing out of their teeth. So I recommend do not drink cola-based acidic drinks. Sometimes it's fine, but not all the time. Otherwise, you would see what happened to the eggshell and what would happen to our teeth. The second lesson learned is the destruction of our environment, like the Great Barrier or the coral reef destruction due to the acidification of water. It is because of our polluting that because these barriers and the coral reef are made out of calcium. The same thing can happen to them what happened to our eggshell. And the third lesson is the degradation of Taj Mahal. It proves the destruction and harmful effects of environmental poisoning the climatic conditions. What I'm trying to say is that the Taj Mahal, as we know, is made out of white marble, and white marble is made out of calcium. So again, leading to the eggshell experiment, we don't want what is happening to the eggshell to our Taj Mahal. Thank you so much.